Okay, so now we move on to the Samourai wallet stack side of things. There in the dashboard, you will find Dojo as well as Whirlpool. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how that conceptually works. And so I've got this diagram here that I'm going to use to describe how the Samourai wallet stack works. So what we have here is your Android device, and Samourai wallet is installed onto your Android device. Keep in mind that it doesn't currently support iPhones. Now, when you've installed Samourai wallet, one of the key things that we want to do is to use, instead of Samourai wallet server to fetch your balances, we want to use our own node. And the way that we use our own node is through the Samourai wallet Dojo. So the Dojo is installed onto your myNode, okay? And it also comes with Whirlpool, which I'll talk about in just a second. Now, the way that the Samourai wallet on your Android device will talk to your myNode, your Samourai wallet Dojo, will be linked through over Tor. Now, Tor is called, or stands for the Onion router, and it is an encrypted communication channel that is established between your phone and your node, more specifically your Dojo. Okay, and why do we want to do that? Well, it's to remove the need for your Samourai wallet phone to talk to Samourai wallet's server, instead fetching balances from directly from your myNode, and that improves your privacy significantly. Now, since it is over Tor, it's not going to. So if you were to connect through to Tor using Samourai wallet's server, they won't know your IP address, but they will know that your XPub has been queried. Okay, and so if you are querying instead your own node, that is where it's better for privacy, in that Samourai wallet doesn't even know that that XPub even exists. Okay, so that is the main privacy benefit of running a Dojo. Now, keep in mind, when you have a Android device, it is considered a hot wallet. So there are certain risks attached to having your private keys on an internet connected device that is permanently switched on. So I would advise that you don't put large sums of money. Now, you will have to define what large is for you, but do not put large sums of money into the Samourai wallet, because that private key is a hot wallet. It is probably more secure in a hardware wallet. So just be mindful of this sort of entire process. Okay. Now, if you've already got a Samourai wallet and you're using it, if you're hooking it up to your Dojo, it's probably worthwhile to take your funds that are sitting in your Samourai wallet, park them into, say, your Electrum wallet or your hardware wallet for safekeeping, just temporarily. Completely wipe your keys off your device, and then start a brand new wallet. That would mean that Samourai wallet will now no longer know what your or what XPubs are being used. Okay, so that's the strategy here that we will employ if you are currently using a Samourai wallet that is not hooked up to a Dojo. Okay, for those who are brand new, you can just follow along, and I will show you how to hook up your Samourai wallet through to your Dojo. Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about Whirlpool. Now Whirlpool is an implementation whereby, or it's a CoinJoin implementation, and your myNode will have Whirlpool CLI, which is command line interface. Okay. And what we're going to do is to get it into a nice graphical user interface, we're going to use our normal desktop PCs and hook back into the CLI. So we are going to connect our Whirlpool GUI over our local network through to the Whirlpool CLI, and that will then hook in through to the Dojo, which then will ultimately feed back through to your Samourai wallet. So these three pieces of software will talk to each other and communicate with each other. Okay, so that is basically how the Samourai wallet stack works, and I'll get into the details now. So with your myNode, you will notice that there is a Dojo dashboard item, and what you can do is enable it. If you are having issues with the enablement of your Dojo, what you can do is go into the settings. I'll just go into there, and what you can do is reinstall the Dojo. Now, if you look down into the settings through here, right down at the end, you can see reinstall applications, and you might want to give that a go. Okay, if your Dojo doesn't seem to work properly, first go. Okay, now in the info page, once you've got that up and running, what you will see is that you will find that there is a Dojo v3 onion address, okay, as well as a node admin key. Okay, so what you will do is to access the administration tool. This is what the Dojo administration tool, or sorry, the Dojo maintenance tool. To access that, you will need to go into a Tor browser. So I'll just open up my Tor browser. And I will paste this into the Tor browser. And then it'll ask you to enter your admin key. So you take your node admin key and you paste it through. And hopefully it'll say successfully connected to your backend. And it will give you a pair your wallet with your Dojo. So if we were to look into our Dojo, into our Samourai wallets when we first start up, you can see here that there is a wallet, and what we want to do is the first thing when we are presented with Samourai wallet is to enable Tor, because we need to access our Dojo through our Tor. And then what we're going to do is just click on these three buttons here, and we're going to go connect to existing Dojo. And then it says have a read through that, connect through to existing Dojo, and then it will ask you on your mobile phone to scan your QR code. So then you would go about scanning that. Now obviously I don't have access to a camera, this is a virtualized environment. So that is how it would work. Okay. From there, you can now start a brand new wallet. And the reason, once you have paired up with your Dojo, that is how your Samourai wallet will always connect through to Tor and then connect you back to your own Dojo, which will enable or enhance your privacy. Okay. So we'll just go through this whole thing. Now, it's going to ask you to create a passphrase. I'm going to go down the path of creating a passphrase. I'm going to call it bolt. Okay. And you need to understand that Samourai cannot provide assistance in the case of lost or forgotten passphrases. Samourai never has any knowledge of my passphrase. Okay, so it's really, really important that we remember this passphrase. Okay, and we're going to need that later when we access Whirlpool. So hit that and go next. Okay, it'll now ask you to create a pin. So I'm just going to do the most basic one that I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next. It'll ask you to re-enter it. Next. Okay, and this is where it comes with your recovery words, or your 12 seed words. Okay, so you're going to then write those 12 words down. Okay, and then you will say, all right, well, I confirm that I have written the above words down and have stored them in a safe and secure location. I understand that anyone who has access to both my passphrase and my recovery words will be able to access my wallet and all of my funds. Okay, so that is basically what it's getting at there. Okay, and then you click Return to Wallet. You can claim a Paynim ID. This is you can have a read of what that is, and I would recommend that you do that. I'm not going to do that. And then it will show you your nice, shiny, brand new wallet with nothing in it. Now you'll notice that these see these blue lines here. These blue lines are basically loading. So you really want to what you want to do is make sure that has finished loading before you proceed with any further clicks with your phone. So once that has stopped, then you can proceed. Okay, just a bit of a I guess tip for you there. Okay, so that's now you can see that that's stopped, and then this is now your Samourai wallet hooked up to your dojo. Okay, so now we move on to the Whirlpool side of things. The way that you would enable that, we'll just go back home, or rather I'll just go back to the home screen, and we will go and enable our Whirlpool. Okay, so we'll just hit enable. Okay, so now it will say waiting for initialization. Okay, and here you can see sort of setup instructions. So what we want to do is download and install the Whirlpool GUI. Okay, so let's download that. But before I do that, I'm going to do this in Windows so that everyone can sort of hopefully follow along. And I'm just going to go into this GUI releases section of my Windows. And this computer is connected through to the same network as my myNode. So we'll just go GitHub Whirlpool GUI. Hopefully that puts up something. Yep, there it is there. Go to the releases section. And here we will find the exe. This is available for Mac. This is available for Linux as well as for Windows. So let's open that up, download that through, and install this piece of software. Okay, so this is your Whirlpool CLI. We're not going to go down the standalone GUI path. We're going to go connect to a remote CLI. And this is where we need to connect through to our myNode IP address. So we can put https://192.168.2.104, and that came from my myNode IP address, which I already knew, and we've already established that. That comes from our settings. And we also what we need to do is leave, and it says here, leave the API key field empty. Click on connect. Okay, so we'll do that on our machine through here, connect. So hopefully that'll connect through. Okay, and it will ask you to paste your pairing payload here. And we will do that by going into our Samourai wallet, going into the settings feature, and going through to transactions, and then right down the bottom, pair to Whirlpool GUI for continuous mixing. And we'll copy this to the keyboard, copied to the clipboard. Now I will and paste that through like so. We might also wish to enable Tor, okay? And we will initialize GUI. Then we need to restart our myNode. So hit restart there. And that will give us an API key for our Whirlpool GUI. Okay, go through here and 192.168.2.104, and let's just have a look at our dashboard to see that that is running, and it does look like it is. And we'll just chuck in our API key from here and paste that through. Right, then what you can do is put in your wallet passphrase of Bolt and sign in. And so now you have a Whirlpool that is hooked up to your Samourai wallet, which is then hooked up to your Dojo. So here what you would do is if you wanted to go into a mix, you would deposit money into here, and then you can go into and put, once you've deposited money, it's fairly intuitive as to what you need to do. And so, here's all the fees and the minimum deposits for each pool that you want to go into. So what will happen is you put money into the deposit section, and that will show up in the main screen of your wallet. So that will be here. Okay, so that will be that number there. And then after you've mixed it, it will. So once you've put it into the deposit, then it will show you it will go into premix, and then it will come out into post-mix. And so once it's in post-mix, don't get too flustered in that it may look like that your balance here is significantly smaller. Where it will go is if you click here and go to spend from post-mix Whirlpool, that's where the mixed coins the balance will be. Okay, so just don't get too worried if, for example, your headline number is not what you expect. They are sitting in the spend from post-mix Whirlpool. If you once you're in post-mix, you are able to what's known as free ride, meaning participate in coin joins without a fee, and what that will do is continuously mix in the background. Now, even if you exit the Whirlpool GUI, the CLI, which is running on your myNode 24/7 in the background, will continuously mix your coins for you. So that is an added advantage of the Whirlpool being on the Raspberry Pi, and the CLI being on the Raspberry Pi. versus the CLI being on your Whirlpool on your desktop, for instance. So that is how the interaction will work. So even if you click out of here, the coin joins will still be happening in the background in post mix for as long as you wish to play that out. I think that's really about it. The other thing, the difference is though that you'll see is another a little icon saying that you're connected through to your dojo as well. Since I haven't connected my wallet up through to the dojo, you can connect it through to the Whirlpool, or you can have it connected through to Whirlpool and Dojo. The recommended obviously is to do it through Dojo first and then through to Whirlpool. Okay, so that should give you a basic primer into how this would work. The instructions are fairly detailed here, and so enjoy mixing your coins, as the final step says.